Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is D100 Superfan back with another video. This video deals with the topic of house ruling. Should you or shouldn't you? And my opinions on the topic. Now before we begin, I should warn you that this video contains very strong opinions. And like any other opinion, these opinions should be taken with a grain of salt. But I come to you with these opinions that I feel are long thought out and well reasoned because I feel there is an issue facing players of D100 Dungeon, particularly newer or less experienced players, and that issue is the premature use of house rules to smooth over various rules and systems in D100 Dungeon. Time and again, in various forums and comments, and even in my own inbox, I have met with players who seem to take issue with certain aspects of the game or game experience. Often have the same topics and complaints been levied, almost exclusively by new or inexperienced players. These comments are often of the variety of keys and levers are useless, magic in particular is bad, monsters escape too much. And I believe these comments are less thought-out opinions and more reactionary statements players will make when vexed by a rule or happening within the game. It is easy to get frustrated when things don't work your way. Your keys and levers go unused, your spell fizzles, or that monster that had the item you needed escapes. And it's very tempting to want to alter the game to prevent these situations from happening. But before we alter the structure and form of the game, I feel we should make every attempt to find opportunities where we can improve as a player instead of attempting to improve the game. In the specific examples listed, if you find yourself with keys and levers going unused, ask yourself, how often do you walk through the doorless passage? With a pocket full of keys and many levers pulled, you should be checking every door. Also, keys open locked chests, which is very, very useful for finding treasures and in particular, quest objective items. If you have keys, go out of your way to make use of them. In the case of spells and magic being poorly designed, because of their cost and chance at backfiring into a curse, I feel the opposite. I feel magic is very balanced based on what it can allow you to do. In most cases, spells allow a player to either bend or break the game rules in some way. This can sometimes be situational, but also often incredibly powerful. A player looking to get the most out of casting spells will do well to curate their spell book, adding or removing spells that will give that particular character maximum advantage. Some players, I feel, are afraid to dip into the magic system because of the chance to get cursed, and therefore house rule the curse factor out. But I feel that magic is a system weighted towards the player's advantage, and the curse potential is a good balance. I say this because even a player with just 50 int, just enough to unlock the spellbook ability, has not only his 50 int for the spell check, but also the rather large spellbook bonus for the first few spells in their spellbook, and any skill bonuses from magic and lucky on top of that. So a player casting a spell from the top of their book is often looking at 50 for int, 20 for the spellbook bonus, and typically at least 5 or 10 from lucky and magic skills. So even a beginner caster is succeeding on 70, 80, or better. That is a great chance for success. And I don't feel a house rule is necessary to improve a character's chance at successfully casting spells, or a house rule to mitigate the chance of curse in case the spell were to backfire. In the case of monsters escaping too much, understand that when first starting out, your character is not very strong at all, but with time and experience, your character grows in power enough to either block the escape outright or take the monster down with a wild swing as the fiend attempts to flee. As your strength and escape skill grows, so will your ability to force the monster to face your might in a fight. If you house rule out the ability for the monster to escape or to lessen its chance to escape, you deprive yourself of both the statistical experience as well as the gameplay experience of making the block escape checks successfully. It is true. I have a bias against house rules in D100 Dungeon, perhaps because I have spent a lot of time both playing the game and analyzing the rules and gameplay systems for the purpose of making, hopefully, informative videos. In my time I have spent with the game, both playing the game leisurely for my own enjoyment and for the purpose of making videos, I have found the rules and systems of the D100 Dungeon solo adventure game by Martin Knight to be structurally, mathematically, and thematically sound. I have yet to run into any rule, system, or content in this game that I felt didn't work, was poorly designed, or needed a house rule. Now, I have heard, and it's been said before, if I'm not having fun, I should alter the game. And for that, I would say that in my experience, the folks saying that are missing something or are locked into a pattern of behavior that is furthering their frustration and keeping them from having a good time. I have found that by analyzing my behavior while playing the game, I can come to a better understanding of what my options are at any given time, as well as see the things I haven't been doing that could lead me to get more out of a game system or rule. All that being said, you are of course free to run your game as you see fit at your own table. But I urge you, before you alter the structure and form of the game, which is very well designed, ask yourself, are you doing it out of frustration? Is there anything you can do to improve as a player while working within the rules? If not, I dare say that you are missing something, as there are many options available to every player, every character, in every situation. I feel it is just a matter of seeing the big picture, which I believe comes more from experience and familiarity with the game rather than altering the game. Here's some food for thought. There is probably less than 6 degrees of house rule separation between Candyland and Talisman. Though both games have sold many copies and have had many players, neither game is the other. Thank you for hanging in there and bearing with me through this highly opinionated video. I promise the next one will be more in line with the usual informative and enthusiastic content featured on this channel. Thank you again to Mr. Martin Knight for designing this wonderful game, and have a great day.